Annie Lennox, the iconic voice behind Eurythmics and a trailblazer in music, has finally spoken out. And the revelations are shocking. At 70, after decades of groundbreaking music, awards, and global recognition, Lennox has revealed the 6 bands she absolutely could not stand. While the public has always admired her artistry, style, and fearless presence, her honesty about her personal feelings toward other bands shows a side of Lennox rarely seen in interviews. For years, fans and critics have speculated about Lennox's relationships with her contemporaries. Many assumed that musicians of her caliber shared mutual respect, while whispers of rivalries circulated quietly. Lennox has always been diplomatic in public, focusing on her music rather than generating controversy. But now, after decades of experience and reflection, she has candidly named the bands she found frustrating, irritating, or simply incompatible with her tastes and values. This revelation has sparked conversations across social media, fan forums, and music publications. Everyone wants to know, what made these 6 bands so unbearable to Lennox? Was it their music, their attitude, or their behavior behind the scenes? Today, we'll explore the details of Lennox's confessions, examining not only the 6 names she revealed, but also the reasons behind her strong opinions. This isn't just gossip. It's a rare glimpse into the mind of a music legend. At 70, Lennox has nothing to lose and everything to share. Her insights remind us that even the greatest musicians, who have achieved global fame and influence, have personal preferences, rivalries, and frustrations. That Annie Lennox's journey in music is a story of talent, courage, and unrelenting creativity. Born in Scotland, she rose to prominence in the late 1970s and 1980s with the Eurythmics, blending synth-pop, soulful vocals, and powerful storytelling. Her voice, stage presence, and dedication to artistry made her a force to be reckoned with. Alongside the fame came exposure to countless musicians, bands, and collaborators, experiences that shaped her understanding of the music world. Lennox's rise to international stardom was not without challenges. The music industry, like any other competitive field, is full of egos, rivalries, and creative clashes. While many artists inspired Lennox and contributed positively to her career, others tested her patience. Over decades, she developed a discerning eye and ear for talent, professionalism, and personal integrity. The 6 bands she now names as the ones she hated most are not criticized out of jealousy or envy. Instead, her opinions stem from years of experience navigating a complex, high-pressure environment where personality and attitude matter as much as musical skill. Her frustration with these bands often stemmed from behavior she found unprofessional or egotistical. Some of these groups prioritized fame and image over the music itself, creating tension both on stage and behind the scenes. Others displayed arrogance, dismissiveness, or a lack of respect for collaborators and peers. Lennox's own standards for professionalism, artistry, and integrity are high, and she has never been afraid to speak up when she encountered behavior that fell short of her expectations. Fans may be surprised by some of the names Lennox revealed. While all of these bands achieved commercial success or critical acclaim, their personalities or approaches to music clashed with Lennox's values. She emphasized that her opinions were personal and rooted in her own experiences, highlighting the challenges of working in an industry where talent alone does not guarantee compatibility. Over the years, these experiences shaped her approach to collaboration, performance, and public interactions, teaching her to protect her energy and prioritize her creative integrity. Lennox's candidness is a reminder that even music legends have boundaries, personal preferences, and dislikes. Her career has been defined by courage, authenticity, and a refusal to compromise her principles. The bands she disliked are part of a larger story, one of discernment, resilience, and navigating the highs and lows of life in the global music industry the world rarely sees. The 6 bands Annie Lennox revealed as the ones she hated most reflect her keen insight into personality, professionalism, and artistry in the music industry. Over decades of performing, recording, and collaborating, Lennox encountered countless groups, some inspiring and others frustrating. These experiences shaped her understanding of the industry and helped her recognize which artists aligned with her values and which did not. One of the main reasons Lennox disliked certain bands was their attitude. In a world where ego and image can sometimes overshadow talent, she valued humility, dedication, and respect. The bands she criticized often prioritized fame, self-promotion, or theatrics over the music itself, which clashed sharply with Lennox's artistic principles. For someone who has spent her life championing authenticity and integrity, encountering such behavior could be exhausting and, at times, infuriating. Another factor was professionalism. Lennox noticed when bands failed to maintain discipline, respect collaborators, or honor commitments. Touring and recording are high-pressure environments that demand focus and cooperation. Bands that disrupted this balance, whether through arrogance, inconsistency, or lack of preparation, naturally frustrated Lennox. She emphasized that these critiques were not rooted in envy, but in her commitment to maintaining high standards for herself and those around her. Personal chemistry also played a role. Lennox explained that some bands simply did not connect with her on a creative or personal level. Even if talented, their approach to music or interpersonal interactions created friction. Over time, she learned to work selectively, surrounding herself with artists and collaborators who shared her vision, work ethic, and respect for the craft. This selectivity allowed her to protect her energy and ensure that her music remained authentic and uncompromised. Fans and critics have reacted with fascination. Some were surprised by Lennox's choices, while others praised her honesty and perspective. Her willingness to speak openly after decades in the industry highlights the human side of a music icon. Even someone as accomplished and celebrated as Annie Lennox has preferences, boundaries, and frustrations, reminding us that talent and fame do not erase personal opinions or human emotions. Ultimately, this revelation reinforces why Lennox's career has been so successful. Her ability to recognize integrity, talent, and compatibility, and to distance herself from what she found toxic or frustrating, has allowed her to maintain longevity, respect, and influence in a competitive industry. By naming these 6 bands, Lennox offers fans a rare glimpse behind the scenes, illustrating that even legends have likes, dislikes, and personal judgments that shape their experiences and decisions. Annie Lennox's reflections on the 6 bands she disliked most also reveal the emotional and creative challenges of navigating the music industry. While fans see polished performances, awards, and chart-topping hits, the reality behind the scenes can be far more complex. Relationships between musicians, especially in high-stakes environments, are shaped by personality, ego, and approach to collaboration. Lennox's experiences illustrate that even the most successful artists encounter friction, rivalry, and creative tension. She emphasized that some of the bands she criticized had behaviors that repeatedly caused frustration. These could include arrogance, dismissiveness toward collaborators, or an unwillingness to work collectively. Touring, recording, and performing require focus, discipline, and mutual respect. And Lennox noted that certain bands consistently disrupted that balance. Having worked with countless artists over decades, she developed an intuitive understanding of who would be harmonious to work with and who would create unnecessary stress. Importantly, Lennox clarified that her opinions were not rooted in envy or competition. She acknowledged that these bands were often talented and successful in their own right. The issue, she explained, was largely about attitude, professionalism, and personal compatibility. Even extraordinary skill could be overshadowed by behavior that conflicted with her values or disrupted the creative process. This distinction between talent and approach is a perspective rarely shared publicly, highlighting Lennox's honesty and willingness to reflect critically on her experiences. Lennox also discussed how these challenges influenced her choices and career trajectory. Over time, she became selective about collaborations and engagements, focusing on those who shared her artistic vision and respect for music. This selectivity ensured that her work remained authentic and uncompromised, allowing her to protect her creative energy and maintain a standard of excellence. By openly sharing which bands she disliked, Lennox gives fans insight into the standards and values that guided her decisions throughout her career. The reactions from fans and music historians have been varied but highly engaged. Some were surprised by the names, others admired Lennox's courage to speak candidly. Across the board, her revelations emphasize that even legendary artists have opinions, boundaries, and frustrations. Lennox's openness offers a glimpse into the human side of music stardom, reminding fans that behind the awards and fame, real people navigate the same challenges of compatibility, respect, and personal judgment. Ultimately, Lennox's reflections underscore a larger truth. Longevity in music is as much about wisdom, discernment, and integrity as it is about talent. By naming the 6 bands she disliked, she provides